Apple has finally done it. This is the brand new Apple Watch Ultra 3, and they finally did what we were all waiting for. It's got a couple new features that make it really exciting, and today we're obviously going to be checking all of those out. So this one right here is the Apple Watch Ultra 3, the 49mm and the black casing with the black and charcoal trail loop. So let's go ahead and open this bad boy up. Apple Watch Ultra seriously has one of the best unboxing experiences. I mean, just look how moody this box looks. It's meant for, obviously, adventure. It comes with this little booklet, which has been redesigned this year. Check it out. That is so cool. So you basically, this year, instead of like it being a tiny book, it's basically this, and it opens up to the right, and it opens up to the left, and it showcases all of the new features. The paperwork is actually right here, and then it shows you everything that the action button can do. Actually, we're actually gonna put this right here now in my desk. This looks amazing. Anyways, this is the Apple Watch Ultra 3 right here with the brand new watch face that we're gonna be checking that out in just a second with the Apple Watch band itself, and look at that beautiful landscape right there. Let's go ahead and check out the Apple Watch band first. Apple did release a bunch of new styles, a bunch of the Apple Watch bands, including new Hermes Apple Watch bands. All right, this is the pull tab right here. Let's open it up, and here it is. All paper packaging, by the way, which is super sick. And here's the black and charcoal band, very moody, very black. I love it. I honestly love the trail loop band. It is obviously Velcro. You can resize it to however you want. What I love that Apple is doing lately is matching the buckle of the band itself to the watch casing itself. In this case, it's all black and matches it perfectly. Something that you've probably never done to your Apple Watch band is open up your iPhone to macro mode if you've got a compatible iPhone with macro, and you can really get up close to all the bands itself, and you can see all the stitching that this band has. As you can see, there are 3 lines of stitching. These are white on the left. You can get a closer look on the Velcro as well. Anyways, that is the band itself. Where's the Ultra? Here it is. Ultra 3 black titanium case. Here we go. Let's open it up. 1 and 2. 3, 2, 1, and there it is. Something that you didn't know is that these coordinates right here are actually Apple Park. That's why it is designed by Apple in California. If you open this right here, it's actually the Apple Watch charger. But you probably do not care about the coordinates. You are here to check out the new Apple Watch Ultra. Now, the design of the casing itself looks exactly the same as the previous generation, which I'm obviously glad about. Now, the design of the case hasn't changed at all. We do have some slight changes in the back with this incredible all glass panel in the back. The design of the Ultra is just such a beautiful and robust casing. You've got titanium and ceramic all around it. Obviously, the glass is sapphire crystal. Let's put the watch band on. All right, let's go ahead and boot it up. I'll set it up and I'll show you all of the new features. All right, so I've now set up the Ultra 3 and I wanted to show you all of its new features. So first off, Apple calls this the largest display ever on an Apple Watch. Apple has actually updated the display, making thinner borders. Now, is it that big of a difference? Well, I've actually got the Ultra 2 right here to compare it next to the Ultra 3. This is the Ultra 2 on the right, and this is the brand new Ultra 3. As you can see, the thinner bezels truly do make a difference. This is something that people highly complained about the Ultra 2 having such big bezels. Now, the bezels on the Ultra 3 are still a thing. It's not that Apple totally removed and made an edge-to-edge Apple Watch. And if you take a look at the Apple Watch Ultra 3 and the Ultra 2 separately, maybe you won't notice that much of a difference, obviously. And if you do look at both watches side by side, you will definitely notice a difference. Apple has also made the display of the Apple Watch Ultra 3. It's now got wide-angle OLED, which allow you to see the Apple Watch in a way much wider angle. I feel like this is a good demonstration right here. This is the Ultra 2 on the right and Ultra 3, the new one right here. And you can kind of see how big of a difference. As you can see, it's not really readable anymore, the Ultra 2 at this angle, and the Ultra 3 is still fairly readable, so you can still take a look at the time. Now, unlike the brand new Apple Watch Series 11, where the glass actually curves onto the case itself, the Ultra's design is just flat. So the wide-angle OLED on the Apple Watch Series 11, in my opinion, is way much more noticeable than on the Ultra. It just kind of serves a different purpose, but at the end of the day, it's just easier to read at a glance. Apple has also updated the battery life on the Ultra 3. You now get 42 hours of battery life, and for the first time ever coming to Ultra is fast charging. This is a feature that I love on my Series 11 and that I've been using on my Series 10 for the past year. And it truly makes a difference, especially when you're trying to sleep track, for example, and you're out of battery life. Fast charging just makes a difference in order to juice up your watch quickly. With Ultra 3, just 50 minutes of charge will give you 12 hours of typical Apple Watch usage, and that is a big deal. Ultra 3 also comes with satellite connectivity for the first time ever on an Apple Watch. So when you're basically adventuring off-grid and you don't have cellular connectivity, Ultra 3 now has satellite connectivity for the first time ever on an Apple Watch. This means that when you're adventuring off-grid, you'll still be able to stay safe and connected by two-way satellite connection. You can do a couple things: update your location using Find My Friends, and obviously contact emergency services. You can simply swipe to the right. It will simply ask you to try to get a clear view of the sky, so you obviously have to be outdoors in order for this to work. But it is just absolutely insane. Just the fact, I mean, take this into consideration. We live in an era where an Apple Watch, where a device that sits on your wrist can connect to a satellite, to a device that is outside of planet Earth, thousands and thousands of miles away. It is just absolutely insane. Now, the Ultra 3 also packs new features coming to Apple Watch. Apple announced them like they were exclusive to the Ultra 3, but good news, if you've got the Ultra 1 or Ultra 2, most watches are still compatible with these features that I'm about to tell you, including sleep score. Anybody that has an Apple Watch Series 6 and above, or any Ultra 1 and above, will be able to not only track their sleep, obviously using sleep stages. We've always had this, but we now get sleep score, which will basically analyze your sleep and give you a score from 1 to 100. In this case, I tracked my sleep tonight and I got a 93 because if you tap the eye icon right here and scroll down to the bottom, you'll see duration. So 50 out of 50, I slept 8 hours, which is very good. With jet lag, which I'm very happy about. Bedtime, 2 hours earlier than average. I got a 24 out of 30 there. And interruption. So I woke up 4 times in total. It will tell you how many times you actually woke up. And then on the bottom, it will actually let you know how your score is calculated. So if your score is based on your duration, bedtime, and interruptions, the closer you are to the goal, the more points you'll earn. So 93 is actually quite good. The design of this little circle will actually vary depending on how well you slept. So duration is the blue frame right here. The green one is the bedtime, and the orange one, interruptions, is this one on the top right. That's why interruptions we didn't do as well, so that's why it's a bit smaller. So a perfect sleep score should have all perfectly framed frames. We also got a couple new watch faces on Apple Watch Ultra 3, but anybody that has watchOS 26 will also be able to install these watch faces. Now, one of my favorite ones coming to Ultra is the new waypoint watch face. You can add your waypoints directly by simply tapping on the center of your watch face. You can add the radius of the waypoint itself, and it will actually let you know nearby waypoints that you've added in the past, as you can see. And it will also detect pins from Apple Maps. For example, my beach house is actually right there, and it's letting me know that it's that way, which is pretty cool. Once you add a waypoint, it's automatically saved. So you can see drop pins. And as you twist on the watch face, it will actually let you know where you have to go, which is super cool. I actually saved this restaurant right here called Tacos MX, which is cool, and it lets me know that it's that way, which is kind of funny. Since the Apple Watch Ultra 3 does have that satellite connectivity, Apple has also added a brand new satellite complication on the Apple Watch, which is this one right here. You can simply add it. So if you ever need help, it's simply a tap away, and it will open up the brand new satellite app. Now you can customize the waypoint watch faces in a bunch of different ways. First off, you've got the time style, whether you want it analog or digital. You can change the POI filter, so you can tap and actually customize. You can add your maps guide, as I was just telling you about all of the pins inside of Apple Maps. You can add places, routes, you can customize, you can add your waypoints, all of that. Whether you want the dial style to be on the right or on the left of the screen, you can also activate night mode, make it auto, off, or on. Obviously change the color of the watch face as we're always used to. I like this one right here, which is the multicolor one, and obviously change all of the complications. So that is the waypoint watch face. We've also got the exactograph watch face, which is a reimagination of a traditional regulator clock, which breaks down by hours, minutes, and seconds, and it has this really, really cool effect. As you can see, every second is ticking in this part of the watch face. You can bring it back to normal by simply tapping again. Once again, highly customizable with all of the complications, all of the different color variations. You've got all the different styles, so whether you want only the seconds, the minutes, or just standard. And you can also change the background. So whether you want to take advantage of that wide display on Ultra 3 and have this incredible look. And last but definitely not least is one of my personal new watch faces, which is Flow. And it truly takes advantage of the new liquid glass design. As you can see, the liquid glass glows, it refracts on this gradient on the back, and it will keep moving and will take advantage of that wide display, and the glove will actually just keep bumping on all of the different corners. You've got a couple different customization here that I want to show you really quickly, which is the typeface. So you can have more normal looking numbers, or if you want a little bit more abstract numbers, which I personally like this one way better. You can decide whether you want the background or on or off, and obviously change all the colors. And these colors right here are truly unique. They feel very, very stunning. This one right here is cool because the display in the background will actually turn black, but you'll still do get that crazy animation. I feel like this look right here on the Ultra 3 looks absolutely beautiful, but there's such beautiful color waves on this watch face. This one right here was the one that I had. It's just very, very colorful. Obviously, if you want to save battery life, I definitely recommend a more darker one. And there's obviously so much more to talk about on the Ultra 3, so stay tuned for my full review. If you want to see me unbox the brand new Apple Watch Series 11 or the most underrated product of the entire event, the brand new Apple Watch SE 3, you can tap on this video right here, and I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.